The eSports 2016 conference is the leading event with a complete focus on the business of eSports. C-level executives and owners assembled in Los Angeles on June 13th for the inaugural event. Taking place the day before the E3 Super Convention in LA, eSports 2016 is a fast-paced one-day event. Multiple panels debated and discussed the most important elements of the eSports industry. Peter van der Heuvel, Vice President at Newzoo, gave the keynote presentation on the state of the eSports business. He provided the actual numbers for the industry as well as the current trends. Magid Advisors led a panel covering the current eSports investment market. Venture capital firms discussed the current climate and where they saw opportunity for funding. Fortune magazine led one of the most controversial sessions on eSports betting. The panel included attorneys and game operators. It discussed both the opportunities and the limitations of what's considered to be one of the most lucrative forms of the business. Murtaza Hussain discussed how Vulcan began and the path it took to successfully pivot its business platform. A special speed networking session allowed delegates to meet each other at a rapid-fire pace. It was one of the most successful sessions of the event. A panel discussed the creative process and methodologies of developing a popular eSports platform. Twitch, Cineplex, World Gaming and Twitch Alerts were among others covering how to obtain more viewers and create an engaging experience. Lunch gave operators the opportunity to meet among each other. Unicorn, Mindski and Rankar Sports were in a panel discussing marketing and sponsorship strategy. Team funding and coaching was discussed at eSports 2016. Mark Reed and James Heldridge also provided advanced sessions on marketing strategy for eSports businesses. The final panel debate was one of the highlights of the conference. The leaders in the eSports business debated on new gaming technologies, new markets, and new directions the eSports industry expects to be taking. We want to thank the eSports industry for making our first event a tremendous success.
If you're not at the eSports Conference 2016, you don't really belong in eSports.
I would recommend this event to the eSports people. It's in a nice, relaxing location. I feel there's a lot of room for people to think big, to think visionary, to think ahead. And I think the content is good for it, the people are good for it, they're decision makers, and the atmosphere is great.
If you're not in the eSports 2016 conference, you're not in eSports.
Yeah, this is a really cool venue. It's a good timing, during E3 when everyone's already in town. So it is a cool event that I would definitely come to again.
I'd recommend this conference to anybody looking to integrate into the eSports space to better understand pretty much every facet of eSports. This has been an incredible experience.
And I would even say anybody that's interested in eSports. I would say anybody that's interested in breaking into a new medium to reach the millennial audience, the Z audience. I think this type of a marketing and networking conference is critical to that type of opportunity.
I would recommend it to any executive who doesn't have a clue about the industry, who wants to know more and who wants to get involved. Because I think if you don't get into the industry now, you might really miss the train. I really seriously actually mean that. It could be even from the television industry. So the gentleman from Vivendi did exactly the right thing to be here. He was the only one. So that is already showing how much the interest is for this.
I'd recommend this event to like-minded entrepreneurs in the space, people that really want to be industry movers in the esports space, people that really care deeply about this industry and helping it grow healthily and organically. People we can get together and really make some big plays here.
So before coming out here, we recommended this event heavily, but I think as this event evolves, I think there's a great way of actually being able to carve out real areas for different corners of our industry to discuss some of the topics that are very important to certain niches within each part of esports.
If you want to build your knowledge base, you should attend more events like this, so you get to have a glimpse of the future, what you want to do based on other people's experience. People here are very open, they share, and there's this communal feeling that everybody wants to promote esports, because the bigger it is, the more people can somehow play a part in the industry.
I would recommend this conference to anyone who's interested in esports, who really wants to get through all the hype and all of the talk about what esports is and how big it is and all that kind of stuff, and really get to hear the people who are driving the ecosystem and really find out what they're thinking, how they're actually doing it, and how you can participate in it. So you're getting a real raw, kind of introduction to esports that you wouldn't get in a lot of other, settings.
Yes, and definitely we will be happy to recommend this event to any kind of customers, and probably in the future the event will expand to the new markets, and also actually, for example, we will be interested into partnership for example, Russian CS region.
Would definitely recommend somebody who's learning about esports or in this esports space from a networking and a knowledge perspective. This is a great event.
I would recommend it. I don't until today I didn't know anyone really in the esports business other than a couple folks. But from being sort of outside of the business, it was good for me as an education, and it seemed like other people that were in the business also see value.
Yeah, it's a great event for anybody that wants to learn more about esports. If you are curious about this space and you feel like you don't have a good grasp on what's going on out there, there's a lot of good experts here.
I would recommend to everybody who want to understand what's going on. Esport is very new, even if it has been around for the last 15 years, it's quite new because it's, the growth of esport is just 4 or 5 years old. And so I would recommend to everybody we are just wondering what's going on in this field. And it's a very good way of having in a very short time a good overview of what's going on.
I'll be back next year if they'll have me.
I recommend this conference for a lot of experts who actually want to become stronger experts. And I would especially recommend it for people who want to understand the space better. Please come by, sit in, ask questions, and you will learn so much. You'll learn from the brightest and most experienced minds in esports.
We look forward to seeing you at the next eSports conference. Thank you for watching.